Okay, so I had no intention of shooting this video. On my way to Mammoth Trail Fest right now. I'm doing the triple. Friday there is a vertical race, something like 3 miles and a little less than 3,000 feet of gain, something like that. Then there's a 50K on Saturday, and then 26 or 28K on Sunday. It shows how much I researched. Anyway, I'm about a day early, so I just went on a shakeout run. This is my bag of shoes for the event, so I thought it might be interesting. You can see I've got the OG Salomon Pulsars on my feet now, and I kind of wanted to get a feel for them because this was literally a last minute grab before I ran out the door, and I will talk about why in a second here. So we've got that OG Pulsar. Again, I didn't plan this video, so I don't have all the details of all these shoes in my mind. Let's just go through my bag anyway. I've got the Explore Pro. Check out my first impressions video yesterday. I mainly talked about the Nordlight Ultra Pro, but this one's also in there. It's a craft event, Mammoth Trail Fest, so I figured I might kind of strut around in these, at least for comfort's sake. I will not race in this shoe, so not what I'm talking about right now. Actually, what I am talking about right now, Nordlight Ultra Pro. This shoe is awesome. I'm highly certain I am going to race in this shoe for the 50K. So that will be Saturday. Today is Wednesday. I've got one day to hang out. Thursday, get up to speed with everything that's going on there. Vertical race Friday, and then that would be Saturday that I would run in this shoe. Again, I just released a video with this shoe and the Explore Pro. I kept saying Explore 2, so I had to edit the video there. Sorry about that. It's confusing because I had the Nordlight Ultra 2. This is the Nordlight Ultra Pro. That's the Explore Pro, and there is an Explore 2. So I was getting mixed up, so that's why the video has a little bit of kind of audio editing in it. Next in my bag here to talk about is the La Sportiva Prodigio Pro. I originally mentioned, maybe in another video, that I was probably going to run the 50K in this one. I'm not certain how technical it is. I'm hearing a lot of California carpet thrown around, but I'm not. Maybe I have to talk to some people when I get there. If they tell me, yeah, it is really rocky and technical, I still may run in this shoe. I mean, I'm prone to make last minute rash decisions, but I probably want to run in the craft shoe, but we'll see. If I run in the craft shoe and maybe I'm feeling beat up, this might be an option for the third race, which would be the 20-something K on Sunday. So I'm not going to talk about these right now. I'm going down in, I guess, stack or cushioning. This was my option. I initially planned for that third race, the 26K. So I still may run this shoe in that race. I'm not quite sure yet how it's going to shake out. Probably going to depend on what feedback I get from people that I talk to about the courses. Again, I have no idea. I've never been there, never been to Mammoth. I don't know what it's like over there. So try to get a little intel before the race, and then also see how the legs are feeling maybe after the vertical race, or if I get to do a little shakeout here and there. So this is my kind of preliminary option for that third race. But I was also thinking about that vertical race and what shoe I'm going to wear. I initially had in mind this North Face Vectiv Sky 2, and the reason being, I like the deep 5mm lugs. I just think the fit is really good. I like the wide forefoot. I think in a strictly vertical race, having the wide forefoot might be good to kind of just, I don't know, not get any pressure under the ball of my foot, kind of allow me to climb up with it. Sometimes when you're going strictly uphill, you can get kind of pressure under the balls of your feet, especially if you lace your shoes too tight. So hopefully I'll get that dialed in anyway. This is a shoe I had in mind, but one thing I was, I'm ruminating on my shoe picks, is what I always do. The Vectiv rocker is really apparent, and I find that it does kind of tension my lower leg and Achilles. And as I'm climbing up, just due to the nature of it being a little higher in the middle of the foot, I find that the heel kind of either sits a little lower in the shoe, and certainly on impact, it kind of just stretches. The heel kind of seats down a little, and then it stretches out the lower calf and Achilles. So somewhat concerned about maybe running this the first race out of the gate. So that led me thinking about maybe I'll run in the S-Lab Pulsar 4. That seems, it doesn't have that highly, that Vectiv rocker I was talking about like under here. It's certainly a flat riding shoe. These shoes, I was primarily considering weight for the vertical race because of course I'm going straight up, not really concerned about cushioning. You can go with a super lightweight shoe, and I kind of just think it makes logical sense to drag as little weight as possible up the hill or the mountain or whatever it's called over there. So that was kind of my other option. These shoes are, again, in the range of, I think, 8 ounces. I also was considering the Norda 005 for that race, another 8 something ounce shoe in my size. I just thought like that shoe is so soft and kind of bouncy. I thought I might lose a little power if I'm going straight up in that shoe. Of course, I think that shoe is actually lighter than these two shoes actually, but I don't know, just concerned about feeling a little squishy when I'm trying to put like more power into the ground, more direct power, not lose power in the ground. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I'm ruminating about as I'm packing. We're getting ready to leave the house. And then I think, you know what? I'm spending all this time thinking about weight. I have a shoe that I know for a fact is 6.5 ounces, which is kind of like in the range of 2, probably more ounces less than these shoes. Is there any reason why I would not run in this shoe? It's actually pretty interesting. The primary reason might be traction, because I think these are about a 1.5 mil lug. So I was talking about having the traction advantage of the Sky 2. Obviously there's a traction disadvantage in this shoe, but of course a weight, this is incredible how light this shoe is. Totally incredible. 6.5 ounces. I'm not sure if there's ever going to be a shoe that they make like this again. It's kind of actually comical how small this shoe is. Hold on a sec. Oh, now this shoe was not a shoe in consideration for the racing. I don't know. I'm still testing it out. Mount Coast H1, this shoe is coming out. Look out for the full review next week. I just thought I was wearing this shoe because it's just super comfortable. This is kind of a do-it-all shoe. Again, I can't give too many details on it, but as I was wearing it and changing into this shoe, I just thought this is a US 9.5 and this is a 10, okay? Sizing is a little different, but I just thought it was kind of comical how much smaller this shoe was. I mean, look at these two shoes next to each other, and you know, I could run comfortably in this shoe. I'm up there, it's just very snug, and it's just complete wrap around my foot with not a, I guess, millimeter or micrometer, whatever it is, to spare. This shoe, obviously, more of a comfort fit, so I just thought it was a little bit, you know, comical to compare these shoes. That is probably likely going to be my race shoe, the Salomon OG Pulsar for the Dragon's Back Ascent, the vertical race, which will be Friday morning. It felt a little, as I was going out there starting the run, it definitely felt thin underfoot. There's a few, like I was running on a rocky road and then it got to this pretty rocky forest road, and it was noticeably, I wasn't used to the thinness of the shoe, the firmness of the shoe. But then as I got kind of dancing around a little on the way up, trying to avoid rocks, I'm trying to like not bang up my feet and my legs before I run 3 races 3 days in a row. But as I was dancing around, I kind of got used to them, and actually on the descent on the way back down, I felt they were very comfortable. So I think I just needed a little bit of time. It's definitely a unique feeling shoe compared to everything else that I've got over here. Even the lightweight shoes like the version 4 of this one and the Sky 2. Just completely different shoe than anything else. So I think it just took me a little bit of a while to get used to it. So I think this will be my race pick for the Dragon's Back Ascent. I will see you out there at Mammoth Trail Fest up on the mountain. If you are also running uphill, give me a shout out. If you see this shoe on my foot, I don't know, say wow, haven't seen one of those in a while.